What's up, nerds? We are your hosts. I am Jake.
And I'm Chad.
This week we are sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
This week we will be talking about The Legend of Vox Machina, Season 2 on Amazon Prime.
We will also be talking about The Last of Us episodes 3 and 4, now streaming on HBO and HBO Max. So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast.
Think.
Nerd.
Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chadley, how was your week?
Pretty lazy.
Mine was. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, my week was fairly lame. It was very lazy. I did go to this really dumb theme party over the weekend. What about you?
That sounds real dumb.
Yeah, it was super dumb.
Real dumb. Oh God.
What about you?
No.
How was your weekend? Or weekend? Yes.
My week was great. I threw this really awesome themed party.
It was a ton of fun. I was just joking earlier.
Yeah. No, yes.
Dog being a turd.
No, I think she has to go out, but we'll power through. No. No. Um yeah, so we threw a party on Saturday. You were there. It was a lot of fun. It was We Miss Summer like Aloha themed party. So we heated up the garage and made it look like
It was like a tiki party,
yeah.
but like not a Republican tiki party. It's
It was
different.
fun. It was fun. We had, we did walking tacos and
Boozy snow
uh
cones.
boozy snow cones. Yeah, 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 yeah. We had an umbrella up even though there was no sun.
And
It
it
was a
was
good time.
inside.
Yeah, and it was inside. It was a lot of fun. I
It was a
was
blast.
rocking a glorious mustache. Unfortunately, I shaved it off this morning, so
Yeah.
I look like a baby now, a double-chinned
You
baby.
should have kept the mustache until it.
I know. My thought process was I'm gonna go to work and everyone's gonna like give me shit about it. So I shaved my mustache off, and then everyone gave me shit for shaving my beard off in general. And I was like, well, that didn't work.
Fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
we got some stuff coming up.
yeah, I mean the Super Bowl is this coming weekend. You know, if you're
Hmm.
into that sort of thing. Um, between the Eagles and the Chiefs, Philadelphia and Kansas City, who are you rooting for?
Kansas City. Partially because I really like Mahomes,
Hmm.
and partially because I really don't want to see Philadelphia burn their city to the ground if
Again,
they win. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too.
They're the worst.
Like I like Mahomes, Kelsey, great football players. I would have loved to have seen like some teams that haven't been to the Super Bowl in the past, several years, because there's a lot of contenders
Mm,
that have historically not gotten that far
yeah.
uh, in a long time. So it would have been cool to see them out there. But you know, here we are, and fuck the Eagles. So
Yeah.
go Kansas City, I guess. Um, but it is the Super Bowl, so there's going to be some announcements and trailers to expect for
Hmm.
upcoming
Hmm.
films, on top of just the most heartbreaking Budweiser commercials you can ever think of, involving dogs.
Yeah. I'm curious to
So,
see if Oatly will continue their last year they dominated the Super Bowl commercials for oat
yeah,
milk. It was like, holy shit. It was like, I mean, it's like 7 million per commercial.
yeah.
So it's impressive.
What? I mean, I would only assume that they would because of the fact that since last year's Super Bowl, oat milk has like doubled in price.
Yeah.
So they're probably just like gearing up to spend a lot of money again.
Yeah.
But I mean, we
Uh,
should get a
what trailer? I was gonna
oh
say, what
yeah,
trailers should we expect? Yeah, but
one for the Flash.
ooh. This is one of those movies that if a pedophile slash assaulter slash B&E kind of person that you want to see in a movie, this is right up your alley because they
Yeah,
have all of that in their lead
yeah. As Ezra Miller
actor.
is problematic at, to put it bluntly. Um,
Definitely the Amber Heard of the male Amber Heard. I was gonna say of the DC universe, but
yeah,
Amber Heard is the Amber Heard of the DC universe.
yeah,
So DC is really killing it right now. Yeah,
yeah. Uh,
James and James Gunn is not making it better because he's keeping Ezra fucking dumb shit Miller
oh,
on.
I did not hear that.
Yeah,
I just heard that the Flash is still going to be technically canon, but it's resetting everything.
yeah, with Ezra Miller re keeping his role. James Gunn said that Ezra Miller's Flash movie is like one of the best superhero movies he's ever seen. So he's backing this
That's
movie and Ezra Miller 100%.
that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Almost more disappointing than the fact that there's going to be a 10th Fast and Furious movie and we're supposed to get a trailer for that.
Yeah.
I lost it when the Daewoo went to space.
In scuba gear.
It's not how any of this works. Too basic research, please.
I was pretty over it when they were fucking driving through buildings in Dubai. And I was like, oh, okay, this movie has gone too far. And then they have since gone to space
Done
in a car.
two other movies past that, three other
Yeah.
movies past that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah.
I bet you this one that it's a submarine car and they have to intercept like a decommissioned but still active Soviet submarine.
Or they're going to take a spaceship into the ocean in space gear.
Ooh,
Yeah. And they'll find
and then they're gonna launch
Megalodon.
a
They'll fight yeah,
a
they'll fight
Daewoo.
Megalodon. And Jason Statham will be like, "Yeah, I'm the same character from both movies."
I've done this before. And then
That's,
Ludacris will be there and be like,
yeah.
"What?"
Move, bitch, get out the way with his giant arms and he'll just fucking box
Yeah,
Megalodon
he's gonna
underwater.
have a Gundam suit made out of 1980s Honda Civics.
Do you remember his music video for Move, Bitch?
Yes.
He had the giant forms. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure we were on the same page there.
I got where you were going, but then I
Yeah.
wanted to go fast 10, amping it up, you know. Oh,
We
but
also get
yeah, next one.
we got Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods.
They did just
Um,
release a trailer for it, and
mhm. It'll probably be maybe the same trailer, or maybe they'll show a clip or something like that during the Super
yeah,
Bowl. I assume we'll get something during the Super Bowl because they have
yeah.
done zero like marketing for this movie, which is, another
Because
DC thing.
yeah, DC's just giving up on projects that were in development.
Also, what's his face? Zachary
Levi,
Levi.
yeah,
He like definitely he posted something about being he's an anti-vaxxer, and James Gunn backed him as well. So it's great. DC's going in a good
mm,
direction.
it'll be fun. There's hope. Cricket, cricket.
Give us the next one.
Well, I mean, we've gotten a handful of trailers for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I know that they're doing something with like Heineken zero alcohol, so it'll probably be, from what I read, it'll probably, excuse me, wow. It'll probably be something along the lines of promoting that, kind of like when They did that with Ant-Man and with the Hulk, like chasing down the mini cans of Coca-Cola,
Hmm.
but for non-alcoholic Heineken, which
Yeah.
at that point in time is just LaCroix.
They've already had that commercial out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be longer, and then
Oh, okay,
have
okay.
like some footage from the movie, sort of thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then it's me, Chris Pratt. Uh, we should get another trailer for Super Mario Brothers.
I'm not as upset about this as everyone else is. I mean, it's a cartoon. It's
Since I've seen actual like when it was first announced in that first like teaser, I was like, no. But as like little clips have come out, there's been like a larger trailer. The only thing that I think that's really gonna bother me is Chris Pratt's voice for Mario. I He's a weird dude. He's super religious, and I'm super not. Other than that, I don't have really anything that against Chris Pratt.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
just
I like Chris Pratt. I don't give a shit if you whatever your religious beliefs are. I don't give a shit.
yeah,
Um, if
and
you're a good actor, you're a good actor, and he is a good actor.
he
I
doesn't
really
seem
like
like
Chris
a
Pratt.
piece of shit person either.
Yeah.
It's just that first teaser when Mario goes, "Here we go," and he's like, "And here we go." I was like, "Okay, so you're the fucking Joker
No, he didn't say
in
it that way.
overalls?" Well, he was like,
Mushroom Kingdom, here we
"Oh,
come.
he didn't even
No,
say here we
he
go."
didn't.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I don't think it was that bad. I think people are overreacting, and the people who are
The other people involved, though, I'm
bitching.
so
I
excited
was gonna
about.
say the people bitching about like they're like, oh, well, his butt's not big enough, and it's like, are you really upset that Mario doesn't have a fatty? Like, come on,
Oh, they just want him to be slim thick. That's all that it is.
yeah,
With
it's a
two
fucking
C's.
cartoon. Get over it. We got Jack Black, Seth Rogen,
Seth
we got
Rogen's
some
Donkey Kong is
Charlie Day as Luigi. Like,
fucking great.
yeah, this is gonna be who the fuck is? Oh, is it Anya Taylor-Joy as
As Peach, yeah.
Princess Peach? Yeah,
And Toad is Keegan Peele.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And if you
Or
are really that mad about
Keegan.
it, don't see it. Cry about it. You're
Yeah.
fine. Don't watch it. It's gonna be good.
The more that I see, the more I'm excited about the movie. It's just that I still just hear Chris Pratt.
Because it's Chris Pratt.
That's the thing, though. Like, voice actors, they could have found a really good voice actor that
They
specializes
could
in it.
have used the voice from the games, is what they should have done.
Yeah, because that dude is still alive and still voicing Mario for the games.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm still going to see it, and I'm
I think
sure
it's
I'm
gonna be
going to
awesome.
enjoy it. I know I will.
Yeah.
Oh, what else do we get? Maybe.
I did
Potentially.
I did Mario. You do this one.
So, from what I saw, is we probably won't, but if we do, it's going to be awesome. Getting a trailer for the Marvels, which comes out in July. So, I mean, it would make sense to at least do a teaser
I
or
think that's
something.
what it's supposed to be as a teaser, if they do it. Yeah.
But
Which
we'll see, because there's a couple of
that's
movies that come out before then, and Marvel and Disney, they like to
maybe
play
we'll
it pretty
get, or
close.
did you put it in here? You did not. Maybe we'll get Loki season 2.
Ooh,
That
yeah.
would be a big one for a Super Bowl spot.
So
That comes out soon.
I think we got a a teaser for
Teaser.
Loki. Uh,
Excuse me.
yeah, it's fine. It's gross. I'm just
I hate
kidding.
the hiccups. Well, how are the hiccups gross?
I don't know. Uh,
You're a dick.
what?
Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 3 might get a trailer or teaser for that.
I hope so. I mean, we've gotten kind of a teaser, so I hope we get something a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited to get, like a bigger Indiana Jones trailer.
Ooh, yeah.
So
Also,
excited for
this
that movie.
is Harrison Ford has said this is it. He's not doing any more Indiana Jones after this,
Yeah.
which is good because he's like 100. I love him to death. Don't get
He's
me
80,
wrong,
but
but
yeah.
he's old as fuck. Yeah.
He's an
He,
octogenarian. No big deal.
even like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, when like they did stunts and he would like fall down and stuff like that. I was like, stop, he's old. And that was like 10 years ago. So
He
like
doesn't have AARP right now.
yeah, so I am very excited for it. I love Harrison Ford. But yeah, I this should be your last one for
Yeah.
sure. Thanks, bud. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Because a few months ago, also, we got a teaser for The Little Mermaid. So I'm hoping
Everyone, I'm
everyone's going to
rolling
lose
my.
their fucking
I was gonna say
minds.
I'm only rolling my eyes because I don't want to hear the fucking Republicans bitch and moan about a black Little Mermaid. Like Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
it's a cartoon
But they're
character
totally
made
fine with
live
like Michael
action.
Scarbo or whatever his name is doing 17 Gods Not Deads.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Or what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal doing Prince of Persia. Persia,
yeah. That
Persia.
means white.
Fucking
Doesn't.
criminy.
I'm
Ugh.
actually really excited for it though.
I think it's gonna be great.
I and even from the teaser, like uh Haley Berry looks great.
Yeah, Haley Berry. That's
Yeah.
right. Because when I saw it, I was like, the fuck?
She's too old.
But then I was like, oh, that's not who it is. But yeah, yes, looks
I'm so excited
fantastic.
for it.
She has a phenomenal voice,
Yeah.
and yeah, and like realistically, if you're gonna be like, oh, it shouldn't be a blah 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 blah. It's like, well, first of all, it's a mermaid and a cartoon, so realism is out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Uh, but if you like geographically, they would be colored. So,
Yeah, the Mediterranean
yeah,
area. They would not be pale. That's for damn
we're
sure.
not, the whole world is not American, god damn it. As much as you'd
There
like
are
it to be.
two different scenarios that would make more sense than either a white or a person of color, and that is someone with translucent skin because they don't get sunlight,
Mhm.
or someone gray and leathery like a manatee, which is where the legend of mermaids came from.
Mhm.
Was hallucinating sailors seeing manatees beach and be like, "I'd fuck that."
Or or like I think a lot of it is manatees like eat seaweed and stuff too. So they would have like large quantities of seaweed in their mouth, which would go around their head looking like hair
Yeah,
while they were swimming through the water, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I'd fuck
yeah,
that."
yeah. So, if you want it to be accurate to the lore, you need gray leathery skin or something you can see through.
And bestiality,
Yep.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Moving on.
I'm so sorry. Something is stuck in my throat. Don't.
Oh yeah,
Tell us about another trailer that we should be seeing.
yeah. Scream. 5, 6?
6.
Is it 6? Scream 6? Yeah. Um, which is continuing from the last one, Scream 5. Scream 5? Scream 5. General.
It's
God, yeah, my
it's down
dog
the
is
hall
just
into your right.
farting. My dog is just blowing it up in here.
Well, we can pass
Uh,
through this, get through the sponsor, and then you can
yeah,
let your
yeah.
dog go poop.
Yeah. Scream 6, Jenna Ortega reprising her role. Who's the other girl? Her older sister in the. We should have looked it up. Didn't do it. Whatever.
Tell them a
Jenna
little bit
Ortega.
about that joke, you know. No, say more about the premise of this because it's a new city.
Yeah. I also there's huge fan theories and speculation that Stu, which is Matthew Lillard from the first movie, is going to be the main villain in this one, and I really, really hope that's true.
Yeah, and it's Melissa Barrera who plays Sam.
Nice.
Is the older sister.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
I would
Uh,
love for it to be Matthew Lillard. That'd be
oh,
so.
it
Also,
just
just such a good callback.
yeah. Okay, and you got I think well with the last movie they brought back Skeet in like I mean they de-aged him and he was like a ghost basically that was like haunting his daughter because the oldest sister is the daughter of Billy. Was his name Billy? I think so. Um the original killer from the first one, it was him and Matthew Lillard. So she's the daughter of, and they brought him back and they de-aged him so he looked like he did a million years ago. But I'm really hoping that Stu, they bring in Stu. I mean, what else are you gonna do? I'm not meaning to rhyme here. Uh, but I really want that to happen.
Yeah,
It's the only thing that makes sense because they've like done such like boring, like stretched out fucking storylines as to how people are tied together to the original movie in the past movies that I think a
yeah.
lot of people lost interest in them. But this last one was pretty good, and this one I think is going to be killer. See
Oh,
what
I
I
see
did
what you
there?
did. Yeah, I
Eh,
got
eh.
it. Also, there's a good possibility that we'll get Transformers: Rise of the Beast trailer,
Hmm.
which will be sweet. Um, Something different, hopefully,
We'll
from
see.
the past couple Transformers films that were just
We'll see.
so whatever. But like the Beast Wars, like that shit
It
was my fucking jam.
it looks fucking cool,
Yeah.
but so did everything,
The
and a lot of them were just real bad.
the most recent Transformers, I don't
The
think looked good.
the last night.
Yeah.
I thought it looked good. It was terrible, but I
Well,
thought it
I
looked
mean
like
like
the trailer. I was like, dope.
yeah, like the
That was
CGI
cool.
and stuff like that was super sweet, but I mean like they all had like different like
Hmm.
armor and stuff like that. Like when they transformed, they just looked like fucking Gundam like wingsuits instead of like
Yeah,
Transformers. Like
yeah,
Optimus Prime, you could no longer tell that like, oh, he came from a semi. It was like, look at this buff robot that can turn into a truck. I don't know.
yeah. We'll see. They're also making a second Bumblebee movie with Haley Steinfeld. So
I'm so sorry, Haley. So sorry that you have to do this. I'm not sorry for how much money you're gonna make for it. Like I'm excited for you for that, but like just know that no one fucking cares.
Bumblebee wasn't bad.
It wasn't good.
Wasn't great. It wasn't the original. I don't think any of the Transformer movies. Here's the thing. I don't think any of the original Transformer movies, or sorry, let me rephrase that. I don't think any of these movies after the original trilogy with Shia LaBeouf are going to compare to the original trilogy. They need to pull a James Gunn, scrap what they're doing right now, and start over.
Yeah,
They're trying to like run with the same storyline and redeem themselves, and it's not working. The only problem is that you can't like there's no pedophiles in, you know, Transformers. And uh
that's a problem.
no, I'm saying the problem is that James Gunn that's James Gunn's problem is that there's, you know,
Oh,
what's his face? Ezra Miller. And that's why I'm like not really supporting him is he's got Amber
I
Heard
was
and
very confused where you're going with
sorry.
that.
I was confused. I'm a
Hmm.
little drunk. But no, I meant in a bad way for James Gunn. Like you're being a
He's
dumb
fighting
shit.
an uphill battle
Transformers is doing they should do what James Gunn is doing,
and
but you know,
reboot it.
not have pedophiles on their cast. That's what I meant
There
to
we
say.
go.
Yeah. Hi,
I
I'm the problem. It's me.
I hope you all stuck through that Because now we're going to talk about something that we're both very excited about.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Mission Impossible.
Oh,
Fuck yeah. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 of
Un,
2.
if you will.
Yeah. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be the swan song for Tom Cruise. We know that these are the last two Mission Impossible movies that they're making is part 1 and part 2. And much like the James Bond movies with Daniel Craig, um, No Time to Die, or was it?
Yeah,
Is that
no
right?
time today. Yeah.
No Time to Die. Spoiler alert, he dies.
Yeah.
And now Mission
So
Impossible.
clearly that was a fucking lie.
Yeah.
He found time.
Uh, yeah, he found time. He did find time to die. Uh, so now Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I'm kind of feeling Ethan Hunt is going to die at the end.
And then they'll have
And
to reckon it.
yeah. And then maybe somebody will pick up the torch.
Jeremy Renner, please.
Yeah. Which was, if any of you don't know, originally supposed to be the case.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Tom
they
Cruise
thought,
is like, pulled a Wolf of Wall Street. Not fucking leaving.
yeah, they basically thought Tom Cruise was aging out, and they were like, hey, maybe we bring in someone a little younger to like carry the torch. And Tom Cruise is like, watch me hang off the side of this airplane. And they were like,
Jeremy
yeah,
Renner,
no.
the guy that's 10 years younger.
He tried to hang off the side of a snowplow.
No.
No,
No.
too soon? Too
Too,
soon.
too soon. Because what he did that fucked him up was trying to save a life.
It's not funny.
And he did. It's a little funny. Because he's doing okay. If he wasn't, it would be completely different. And also, moving past that quickly so that we don't just like lose all of our fan base, we might get another Dungeons and Dragons trailer.
I don't think they got the 7 million to spend on that trailer.
It's Hasbro, man.
Yeah.
What
We'll see.
they're doing to the fan base and how they're trying to gouge every single penny from people that are playing online.
Yeah.
They've got the money for it. We'll see though.
And Dungeons and Dragons is making a comeback. I mean,
It's so
Stranger
great.
Things, Vox Machina, you, uh, and now this movie.
I'm part of that. Wow. I've never been more flattered in my life. Zip. I'm just kidding.
Tell us about sponsor one, Chad.
Well, our first sponsor is Ray's Energy Drinks. It's fantastic. I mean, it's 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash. I almost did it. I chose not to.
We've been being good about it lately.
Yeah. And if that's not your thing, I mean, they have other things like pre-workout, supplements.
Did it again. We didn't do it. We said we were going to do it this week, and we still didn't fucking do it.
Oh, yeah. Having a can. Anyways,
God damn it.
listen up, learn how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you to talk about Vox Machina. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. all you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, friends, we are going to talk about the next 3 episodes, which would be 7, 8, 9 of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime. They are fantastic and we love it. And spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, go check it out, come back and finish up this episode.
Yeah.
But fudge.
Well, I
They're
mean,
good.
Episode 6 ends with Keyleth creating a portal and sending. Well, she thought that she was sending everyone to the Fey realm. We didn't know that it was the Fey realm until the
next
next episode. Which is so fucking cool. The Fey realm is such a huge part of D&D, especially for like elven lore, but it was really cool to like see that like a visual representation instead of just like reading about it. Like
It's also
D&D
cool
books.
because in that episode 6, Scanlan has a vision of when he's holding the sword. He has a vision of the Fey realm.
Yeah.
And then they went there, but Scanlan, Pike, and Grog did not.
Yeah, they went
They
to
did not.
oh, I don't remember the name of the town, but it's basically the crew was split and one went to basically where you would find one vestige and then Keyleth, Vax and is that it? Oh, and Percy.
Yeah. Ugh.
He's easy to forget. I feel bad because like the guy that voices him, like that's his actual character. Like, and artificers are really cool in D&D, but like it doesn't translate well to the show.
You chose a bitch.
But yeah, so they kind of got separated because of the portal spell or the transportation spell.
Mm-hmm.
It was still really cool to see the Fey realm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I personally in D&D play as an Elandrin druid, or that's my new character going into the new campaign. And they're like almost direct descendants from the High Elves and the Celestials from the Fae. And then in my current campaign, I have been touched by a Fae, so I still have.
I bet you have.
Tink tink.
That.
But the Fae realm was really cool, so it was awesome to like see a visual representation of it, because it's magical. So
I don't remember who was talking
Vax,
last. Sorry.
Percy, and Keyleth are wandering through the Fey realm, and they come across a wee little folk.
Yeah. He's a little
Half goat man,
goat man.
Mr. Tumnus, if you will.
Yeah. James McAvoy.
Yeah. No, but what? Garmley is his name.
Garmley. I would say I thought it was like Grimly or something like that, but yeah, you're right, Garmley. Yeah.
I think it's just the accent.
Yeah.
Garmley.
Yeah.
And it's voiced by Billy Boyd. I always forget if he was which of the hobbits he was.
He is not the one that was in X-Men. If that helps.
Billy. I thought Billy Boyd was the one that was an X-Men.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, but he did play Pippin. Because wasn't he also the same one that was in Lost?
No, that's the other one.
Oh.
Not Billy Boyd.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah.
Kind of. No, you're right.
Say it one more time.
You were right.
Yay.
Yay. Um, and he's kind of a little twat. Like he's just there to like ridicule them and tease them and be like, "Oh, you need me, but
But
I
at
don't
the
fucking
same
care."
time, like leading them to where they needed to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He is a weird little fucker. Oh, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go into it
Yeah,
because we're already here. At the end of the third episode, or the ninth episode, I should say, the third of the three that came out, but the
yeah,
ninth episode, uh, he after they get the bow that they're there to get, um, he transforms into like a celestial,
yeah,
like elf, and
yeah. A
he's got
celestial
like
elf, basically
yeah.
above a high elf. Like this is where the high elves descended from, and then like
And
branched out.
I have
And
a theory that he is Vex and Vax's real father, and that's why their actual father, or their father that they think is their father, are you following me?
yeah,
Uh, doesn't actually care for them at all, is because he doesn't have any love for them because they're not his actual kids. I think this guy is their actual dad.
I
Yeah, you disagree. That's okay.
I do disagree.
Yeah.
Because they
It's
are.
okay to be wrong sometimes.
You know what? For the amount of times that I disagree with you to the point where I'm wrong, you would think that I would just start like blindly following your theories. But no, I think that because we do meet their father.
Hmm.
Uh, it is during these three episodes, right? Or was it
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
last
It's
week's
in
bunch? Yeah,
the second episode, because at
yeah,
the end of, or sorry, the eighth episode, because at the end of the seventh episode, they realize that they recognize the town in the Fey realm, and they're like, "This is where we grew up."
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that it's because their father, for as much as we actually know,
Hmm.
he's a high elf, but they are half elves. But y-
Shit, dude, he's size fuck. No, it's just
but you would think this is where I think that you have some argument is because like he still would have had to like bang a human to create a half elf and then took them in. So like there has to be some sort of love there, right? Like why else would he do that? But he despises them so much and thinks so low of them. So I don't know, but
un
I don't think that Gamily is their father.
Garmley.
Garmley, sorry. Yeah, Gamily sounds too much
Yeah.
like Gimli. Billy Boyd would not do that for a D&D campaign.
I think
Actually, he
that
probably would,
it
but
is their dad because they make a point to, and I know your argument is that they're halflings, but they make a point to say that uh their dad's ears are not like the size of theirs, and the fact that why did he take us from our mom if he hates us so much? Like, why did he ever do that? I think maybe because the Garmley, or whatever, I don't even know if that's maybe not his real name later on, but as of right now, reveals himself to be a celestial. I'm wondering if that is their real dad because maybe like
then he
their
would
dad
take them
was
out of
given
like
like
duty
I was gonna say
instead
like
of
their dad was like given the order to take them or something like that.
that that could be. I
Mm.
think that their dad is just a dick.
Total dick.
Well, I
Total
mean
dick.
that part's proven, but like that he took them in from their mother so that they were still raised as elves because they have high elf blood,
Yeah.
versus just being raised as half elves in the human world.
Hmm.
I
We
think,
will see.
yeah,
Time will tell.
yeah.
Sticking to my guns on that one.
And I'm
Um,
sticking against them. What? Sounds weird. Uh, we do get some Grog backstory, which is cool. She's just being a turd,
Getting a little sass over here. Sorry.
demanding attention. We do get some Grog backstory. Basically,
Well, Jesus Christ.
I heard that growl from
I
her.
think one of the cooler things about this episode before you go into the backstory, and I'll hand it off to you and I'll fucking kick her out of here. Uh, is at the beginning of episode 7, we get to see where Grog, Pike, and Scanlan went. And the sword that Grog has is definitely trying to make him kill Scanlan and Pike to the point where, as we know in the last episode, Pike gets stabbed by Grog, and she's like, "It's an accident. It's okay. Like, I'm not mad at you." Blah blah blah. But the sword, everybody gets to see it. They get to see it. Those two get to see it. The sword just starts sucking her blood up off the ground. And Scan was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah.
Like that just drank her blood. And then Grog picks up the sword and starts talking to it, and then Scanlan again is like, "Yo, you're talking to the fucking sword. Like what the fuck?" And then Grog gets like red-eyed and yeah, she's going crazy.
She's
Uh
chasing her tail in the background.
yeah. Yeah. Grog gets like red-eyed and he's like, "I'm gonna kill both of you," basically. And then the sword is like trying to convince him to kill Scanlan and Pike. And Pike stands up and is like, "Listen to me or listen to the sword. Like, what's it gonna be?" And Grog just starts smashing rocks with the sword, trying to break it. And he finally breaks it. And the sword is like, "If you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna take you with me." And then
Yeah,
something happens.
drains all of his muscles.
Yeah.
He's
He's
still
just,
he's still a big dude, but
yeah.
compared to what he was, he's scrawny.
And he's very whiny.
And because like he put so much of his identity in like his muscles.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. Keep talking.
okay. Uh,
I'll be back in 1 minute.
okay. And so we get some flashbacks of Grog coming up through like the Marauders. You know, I think they call themselves the Horde, where they go like town to town and they're pillaging, you know, just destroying people. And even back then, like he was pretty scrawny, but he wasn't as scrawny as what we see him at for this episode. Um, but we do get a lot more of the backstory of Grog and kind of how he defected from like a life of just mindless killing and pillaging. And it's because he goes into this little cottage to rob him, and it's this little old man who is actually Pike's great grandfather. And he kind of like saves Grog's soul, which is pretty cool because then it also explains where like Pike and Grog like became best buddies because Pike is constantly calling them buddies as a plural, which is really funny.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm here.
good timing.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I got to the where, you know, Pike's great grandpa basically
Mm.
saves Grog.
Henry Winkler, by the way.
That is Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
As I was looking at the cast list, I was like, and this is before the episodes came out, I was like, who the fuck is Henry Winkler playing? Because,
Yeah.
because basically, yeah, Pike's great grandpa, like, elbows Grog, and then he, like, changes his tune. If you know,
Mm.
you know. If you know, you
Mm.
know. And that's kind of how they become like best buds.
Yeah.
Uh, but so we get to see them like re-interact, and it's very heartfelt. Grog is kind of whiny though, without his
Yeah,
muscles, because like
he's a little
he's
bit of a
like put
bitch.
so much of his identity into it. But they're after the other vestige that's not in the Fey realm, like
Hmm.
the power gauntlets, which turns out his uncle uses. So they like go to that town and
Yeah, they're like gauntlets on his wrists,
yeah,
right? His
like
uncle.
full like gloves.
Yeah.
Think like the Infinity Gauntlet from the MCU without
Hmm.
as many colorful
But
stones.
it's both hands, and then it's like a th like a thing that lights up, not stones. It's like a
Yeah, it like carries
symbol.
like electricity
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Continue from there. Uh,
Well, I don't want to go like crazy. I don't want to like completely go into everything, but basically, Skinny Grog is given the ability to be big again. But he has to have a moment of arousal, is how they explain it in the show. And he sticks his hand in his pants, and they're like, "No, not that kind of arousal, dum dum." Uh, so at the end of this set of three episodes, so episode nine, uh, he basically is like, I gotta go take on my uncle, and he's very skinny at this point compared to his uncle. Um, and I'm assuming this will be that moment of arousal. I don't think it'll be. I think he's gonna get his ass kicked, and then I think Pike and Scanlan are gonna come and try to help him, and one of them, most likely Pike, will get hurt, and that's what's gonna make his muscles come back, and he's gonna beat the piss out of his uncle. That's what I think is gonna happen. I don't know that for sure. It's a theory.
it makes sense though because
Like,
like he has this like undying bond to Pike and her family
mhm,
for saving him from like this life
mhm,
of just being the villain.
mhm.
But
Yeah,
also
that was
like
it. Did you go into that at all?
a little bit from the
Yeah.
back, not so much of what we actually like
He was just like
see.
murdering. Grog used to just murder innocent people.
Yeah, and steal
Like,
their money and stuff like that
yeah.
because they were they call themselves the Horde, I
Hmm.
think it was. But his cousin has like spoken up against the uncle because they're the ones that are like collecting the gold and pillaging
For
for
the
the dragons.
dragons. Yeah.
And the cousin's like, "Oh, why are we doing this? We shouldn't." And the
We should
cousin
be
kind of gets
fighting
like
the dragons. Yeah.
beat to shit from the uncle.
Using the gauntlets.
But he's not dead, which you pointed out. I thought that he was dead because like he beat the piss out of him, and threw him off of a fucking balcony.
Yeah.
But I like your theory that you brought up is that this is where the like the main clan for the campaign, you know, Spike, Vex, Vax, like all of them, Vox Machina, if you will,
Yeah.
get their army.
Yeah.
Is that
Because
once they
they
defeat the uncle
yeah.
and get the vestige, that they
Because
will convince
there's
the
like a
horde.
group of Grog's people that are they don't want to work for the dragons. They're like, dude, this is dumb. Like we should be fighting against the dragons. And dumb uncle with the gauntlets is like, no, you guys listen to me. And
And there's townspeople that they also that like Grog, Pike, and Scanlan, you know, rescue that
oh yeah,
want to fight
yep,
back as well. So like
yep.
it might just become like a merry
Like a full,
band of creatures,
like I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
and that's how that they get their army to fight back against the dragons.
Uh, talk about Percy's faulty hands.
Well, so still the biggest con of the show is still Percy. I just again, it's as someone that plays D&D, like an artificer sounds so cool. because you get like to use more technology and guns and stuff like that. Sounds super fun to play as an artificer. I think that Percy in the show is so fucking annoying.
Yep.
And I think that he was designed that way. I would assume.
Yeah.
But we do get to see him use a new piece of tech. It's basically like an Iron Man glove. But it's very like faulty. It takes him like multiple tries. It's like
Yeah.
he didn't
It's
prime.
like it's
He
like
didn't.
trying to start your
He didn't
lawnmower.
prime
It
it
never,
before he
yeah,
tried pulling the string. But when
doesn't
it fires, it's fucking crazy.
just like my penis.
Nah,
Yeah.
Elliot Reed, mood ruiner.
Nope, just kidding. Yes, it's very much like a lawnmower. Yes, like pull like a thing, and then it doesn't start, and he's like, "Come on, fucking do your thing," and he like spits on it, and it still doesn't.
He pushes them together, and then it
Yeah.
works. But when he actually like fires off this glove, it's fucking wild. Oh, this show is so good though.
When he actually fires off, it's glorious.
We've spent enough time talking about this though, Jake. Tell them about our second sponsor.
Sponsor number 2 is Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It goes on practically anything. We over here love it. We had a bunch of it this weekend at the party with some pizza and tacos. We had walking tacos. It's so fucking good, guys and girls. Listen up. We'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, friends. So now we want to talk about The Last of Us. We did decide to record a day late compared to usual, partially because of hangover, partially because The Last of Us comes out on Sundays. So we didn't want to be a week behind anymore. So we're going to quickly talk about episode 3 and 4 so that you're all caught up. So this is your spoiler alert. That's enough time. If you haven't seen episode 3 or 4, just go watch them, come back. That's it. Do it.
Just do it.
Your daddies say so. That's right. I just made us daddies. Like every week, I mean, the show is so fucking good.
Well, let's start with episode 3.
Episode 3,
Not what you would expect.
absolutely not. It was, if you take the first 5 minutes of Up, just the love story of Up, and stretch that out over an hour, that's what you get. It is so great and heartbreaking and wonderful and heartbreaking.
What was my text to you? I assumed you and I watched it at the same time, and I was wrong. But
Yeah, I watched it a
literally
couple hours after you.
I literally texted you, and I was like, "Thanks HBO for the most depressing episode ever." And you were like, "I haven't watched it yet," and I was like, "Good luck."
And like as I started watching it, I mean, it's where you get Bill, who is played by Nick Offerman. In the first few minutes of the episode, or not of the episode, but of Bill being in it,
You just get Nick Offerman being Nick Offerman.
yeah, you're like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
He was just told to grow out his beard a little bit more and grow out his hair and do what he would do
Hmm.
in the event of the apocalypse. And that's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
But it goes so much further than that. Uh,
Hmm.
he ends up trapping someone in one of his traps. It ends up being a guy by the name of Frank.
Set it up a little better. He like locks down after the zombie apocalypse happens. He locks down
His
his
fucking,
town,
yeah, like
his
small town
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Yeah, with fences and booby traps, and he loads up
You
propane
even see
tanks
him like
and
watching video monitors and like a
yeah,
zombie like hitting a tripwire and getting shot in the head from a booby
yeah,
trap, and he's like, ah,
yeah,
nice. It's
yeah.
like this is just fucking Nick Offerman.
And then
Like,
he traps a person, and
yeah.
then yeah, you go.
And it's a guy named Frank. For those that play the game, you never really meet Frank in the game. You just know that it was Bill's partner. Yeah, you find his corpse. That's very sad.
What? I was
Just
just trying to. You
uh
do meet him.
you actually and you get to see their relationship.
Yeah.
And the internet went fucking insane.
Well,
The
the
wrong part of the internet went
I was gonna
fucking
say like
insane.
like what do you want to call what do you call them? Like
Homophobes?
sensitive or yeah, homophobic internet went
Snowflakes?
insane. Yeah, snowflakes. Thank you. Yeah, yeah,
Because if you ever want to know who the true snowflake is, you just wait to hear who calls people snowflakes,
yeah.
because that's them.
But that's us. Oh my God.
No,
I'm just
we are
kidding.
not.
I know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We are on the side of humanity.
Yeah. If you're wearing a red hat with white stitching, you're probably on the wrong side. But
Not probably.
the internet blew up, and people who played the game and who probably didn't play the game were like, "Oh, this isn't how the game is," and Bill wasn't gay, and blah 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 blah, and
It's like those people obviously didn't like complete the game 100%.
which I didn't play the game, but I have been watching gameplay while I'm gonna play the game. I'm buying these games so I can play them and blah blah. But I've been watching the gameplay while I have been watching the TV show so I can get a better understanding of what's going on. And Bill 100% says that Frank is his partner. Not partner in crime, not partner in post-apocalyptic whatever. He's like, that's my partner.
And even in the game, like Bill cries when
Hmm.
he's talking about it. It's just the cause of death is different in this episode.
Yeah.
And also all the people that I'm going to just put this out there. The people that are complaining about how this isn't true to the game, they didn't have this like homosexual relationship, whatever, like same sex love. Neil Druckmann wrote the game. He is a creator and writer for the show and an executive producer and has directed a couple of the episodes. Like, if he says that Bill and Frank were in love, like,
Guess what?
they weren't in love. Like, these are his characters, these are his creations, his stories. If he says that this is how it plays better on TV versus a game because you can take more time on side characters,
Yeah.
that's it.
That being said,
Mm-hmm. To Bill and Frank.
I don't know that it needed an entire episode. I did love it. It was really good. I definitely scolded my girlfriend for crying so that she wouldn't notice that I was crying. a couple times.
I think that's why
Uh,
you don't think it needed the whole episode, is because you are
I just
still deflecting. It was an hour and 20 minutes of just beautiful storytelling.
but it whatever. It was it was an amazing episode. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not arguing that anything in that episode that happened wasn't necessary or whatever. I just think that it could have been like half the episode and then because all the episode really did other than make everybody cry was tie in Joel's relationship to Bill and Frank, which is where he gets the truck that we now see in the following episode. That's really all it did.
I yes,
Do you think Bill and Frank are going to come up later in the show?
probably not,
Then I don't think they needed
unless it's
an hour and
like
20 minutes.
through references. Well, I
Then I
mean,
don't think they need an hour and 20. I
they
loved
they
it.
they had about 15 minutes of
I'm coming off kind of a dickhead because I did really enjoy it. It was very sad, whatever, but I don't think it needed as much time as it did to set up you can have my truck.
on that level. No, but I think that it set up almost like a foreshadow of the protector, the protectee, the
Again, that was a 30-second clip in that episode through Ellie reading the letter to Joel that Bill had wrote to kind of Joel about Frank saying we are protectors. 30 seconds. That wasn't the whole episode. That was a
yeah.
30-second thing. And I know that watching what happened between Bill and Frank, you get to see that he was his protector and blah blah blah. But I also don't think that it warranted as big of an episode as it did. I'm happy about it. It was fine. I thought it was very good. I'm on everyone's side that it was a fantastic episode and very sad. And I love Nick Offerman. I don't know the guy who plays Frank. I don't know him outside of this
Murray.
show.
He was in White Lotus, or the second season of White
I didn't
Lotus.
watch it. I haven't watched it, but
Uh,
I don't know it. But he was also very good. But I just don't know that I was as invested as maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I
want to sound like a dick,
no,
but
I see what you're saying. I think that it just because also throughout the game, like you understand that like Joel kind of comes around to being like instead of like I mean even in episode 4 he calls Ellie you're not family, you're cargo.
yeah,
Like
that was this past episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing in the game is for a lot of it is that that relationship isn't built.
I think they could have done, and again, I'm not a director. I didn't make a game. Like, who the fuck am I? I'm just fucking Indian guy sitting here drinking beer. Like I just they could have like maybe cut scenes, like shown Ellie and Joel on their way to that place, and then cut back and forth between them, like traveling
Because
there.
there is about
And
30 to 40 minutes of Ellie and Joel in that episode. If they would have
yeah,
hopped back and forth,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy the episode. I'm just saying they spent a lot of time on that episode, and it was solely that episode. And it was like all that we got
I
out of it was like, yes, we get it. Joel is a protector, and here's your truck.
I think that they're just and this is something that I wrote down for pros is that it builds characters and shows like the
Characters that we're never gonna see again, though.
well, yeah, but like just it shows that humanity even cuz like zombie movies,
Hmm.
it's all about the zombie. It's all about like survival.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things about this show is it's not a zombie show. It's not about
Yeah, the
the
zombies and
zombies.
the
Yeah.
outbreak and the infection and stuff like that is very much
Like a side story.
like second seat. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
And I think that that's what episode 3 was trying to do was show more humanity,
Yeah.
and that life does. I'm gonna channel my inner Jeff Goldblum. That life does
Find
find
a
a
way.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with it, and I enjoyed the episode thoroughly.
And it
So
was
anybody
beautiful and
thinking that I'm being
heartbreaking.
a dick or anything like that, I I was like, I was sad about it. I literally would
Yeah.
like look at my girlfriend and be like, "You're crying," and then like wipe a tear from my eye
Yeah.
because like it was really sad. It was really good. I love Nick Offerman. The whole thing. If you can make that an entire episode about just two people in like a ghost town, basically,
Yeah.
and make it entertaining, fucking, you did an amazing job. I'm
I
not
think
taking away.
that's
I'm not taking
what the
away
main
from
goal
what
of it
they
was.
did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it didn't necessarily need to be as long as it was. Or they should have shared it with Joel and Ellie's story and like gone back and forth or something like that.
Progressing the
That's all
story
I'm
at the
saying.
same pace. Yeah.
All I'm saying. Yeah. It was a long way to get there, but
Yeah.
that's all I was saying. Episode 4.
So,
Let's go.
do you or do you not want to make America great again? That's all I want to know. I'm
Huh?
just I'm
I'll
totally
get my
kidding.
I'll get my I was literally wearing my shirt last night. Uh and it started to smell like BO, so I took it off and took a shower. But because I was very hungover yesterday from my party on Saturday. But it literally says um you can't fuck what does it say? It says you can't see stupid, but the red hats make it harder to detect or easier to detect. Something along those lines. We get it.
Huh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm on that side, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Come on.
Oh, I
Come on.
know. I
Yeah.
know. I was just messing with you because I I loved. Was it a long episode? Yes, I loved every second of it.
And if anyone knows me, like I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into politics or like where I stand on things, but you know better than anybody where I stand on same-sex marriage. I'm advocate number one. Like
Yeah.
blah blah blah. So it has nothing, zero to do with that. And I will fight somebody
It's
if they get
your
homophobic around me.
all,
Like it's
all
not.
it comes down to for this was uh what you wish the pacing of the episode was. Had
Yes.
nothing to do with the content, had nothing
Nope.
to do with the story that was told. You
That's where
just
the
wish that
internet
it
was
would have.
going. Was that, oh, they're gay. This isn't a thing, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Well,
Who cares about?
yeah,
Like,
the writer
yeah,
and creator of the fucking story was like, we're gonna explore this, and they did, and it was beautiful. I understand. I was just teasing you for a little bit. I'm sorry.
that's good. Such a tease.
I get that a lot, like once or twice. Uh, if you guys don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, you don't get a lot of these random outbursts. You don't understand it. No, it was
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Episode 4. Moving on. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on to that. I mean, we've always been saying that Joel's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit less assholio. Olio.
Asshole. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm an
he
asshole.
he starts to, accept that he's not just transporting Ellie. He's her
Not till like the end
protector.
of the episode.
Well, even like when they like stop in the woods and like she makes a comment like, "Hey, no one's gonna find us out here, right?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's gonna find us out here." And then the next scene, it shows he's not sleeping. He's just like standing guard,
Yeah.
rifle in his hand instead of like in his sleeping bag. Like when he says like, "Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's gonna find us."
Yeah.
Like he starts to accept more than he's just like
But in the beginning of the
transporting
episode,
her.
he's very much like, because she even says, "I'm not family," and he goes, "No, you're
You're
not family.
you're
You're
cargo.
cargo. I made a promise. That's all I'm doing here."
Yeah.
And but that later in the episode, like you said, middle of the episode, they go to sleep outside, and yeah, she's like, "You don't think anyone's gonna find us?" And he goes, "No." And then the next scene is him standing there with a rifle because he's like, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe someone will find
Because
us.
it like
I don't
shows like him like laying on like in his cot or sleeping
sleeping
bag,
bag.
and like it's a sideways view of the woods, and you just see how dark it gets so fast, and then the next scene is like him standing guard, like
I did like, and I pointed it out to my girlfriend when we were watching it. I did like it was an ongoing thing every time they would sleep, how they would face away from each other and then switch. And then,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like originally she was talking to him and trying to get him to open up, right? And he is like back turned to her and he's like, I don't want to talk, blah, blah, blah. And then when she says that it wasn't her first time killing somebody and he turns and faces her and he's like, hey, you said it wasn't your first time. What did you mean by that? And then she turns her back to him and is like, I don't want to talk about
Oh,
it.
I didn't
Like,
even notice
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a cool like thing.
Yeah. And speaking of not her first time hurting someone, your prediction came true about her taking the gun and having to save him. I guess no one else heard this prediction because this happened in
We didn't tell,
episode
yeah.
3. Because Bill was like an end of the world prepper.
Hmm.
So he had like a wall of guns, and she even tried to like take one of the guns, and Joel's like, leave it. She's
Nah.
like, it's a fucking wall. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many. And he's like, leave them. And so like she finds it like one of his hidden guns,
Hmm.
not where Joel is. So she like puts it in her backpack. We're like, oh, that's gonna become a thing. And it does.
Hmm.
Like, basically they're ambushed by raiders in Kansas City. So now they're in the
I thought they
Midwest.
were in Oakland.
Nope, too far. I see what you did there, though. Took me
I'm
a
gonna kill
second.
myself.
Yeah, Mahalo. No, no, that's different. Different kind of myselfing. But
I'm
Joel,
sorry, listeners. I love you guys.
Joel is
Yeah.
like on the losing end of a one-on-one battle. He's getting choked out, and Ellie shoots someone in their back.
Spine.
Yeah, in his spine.
Because it says he can't feel his
yeah.
legs anymore. No.
And immediately Joel's like, give me the gun. Like, give me the gun.
He's pissed. He's pissed.
Well, because he's been saying, like, no guns. Like, because he's like, you're a child.
Yeah.
And we learn in this episode why. It wasn't
Yeah.
so much of like I don't trust you. It's like, you're so
You're a
young.
kid.
You shouldn't
You're innocent.
you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to experience this.
Mm-hmm.
And this just goes back to like the character building. Like, I don't think there's a zombie in this entire episode. There's hinted at like an infected.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it. Like, this show, and a lot of the game, from what I've gathered, because I also haven't played it, is very much
Character building.
character building in the other side of
Because
a zombie apocalypse.
there's a very like sweet moment earlier in the episode where Ellie has like a book of jokes, and she is like
Yeah, they're puns.
reading them to Joel, and he's like, "Stupid, stop!" Like, I'm not happy about this. And after they find this safe spot, she kind of like, "Hey, Joel, can I ask you a serious question?" And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she's like,
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
was that what it was?
Yeah.
No, it was
Because
the
then he
diarrhea
says,
one. She goes, "It runs in your genes." It was the diarrhea
oh,
one.
that's the one at the end where he actually laughs.
Yeah,
But
that's
she
what I'm
asked
talking
him
about.
before bed when they're in the
That's
woods.
what I was saying. Like earlier, he's like, "Shut the fuck up"
But
earlier,
when they're in
but
the
then at
woods,
the end of
he
the
answers it,
episode,
and she's like, you motherfucker, like you knew that one."
oh yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, "Yeah, I knew that one."
because I assume his daughter must have had
Well, he
something
was a dad.
similar.
He had to have dad
Yeah,
jokes like
yeah,
on
but
ready to go.
there's at the
That's
end.
probably
What
who
is
he
the
was.
joke at the end? It was
Yeah.
something about
Did you know that
running in
diarrhea is genetic?
genetic. That's what it was.
It's
And he's
because
like, "What?" And she goes, "It runs in your genes." And he actually starts laughing, and he's like, "That's fucking stupid." And like they have like a moment, and then they pass out, and
yeah, and they wake up, and it was like I think that the fact that they were laughing kind of like let their guards down because like they broke a window to get into like this office, like in an office building, and like Joel like lays broken glass down, to like create
alert
sound,
them.
and
Yeah.
she was even like, "Are you even gonna hear it? Like you're old and you don't hear so well from one side."
What that was cool is she noticed that he didn't hear out of his right ear so well. She's like, I noticed that you don't hear very well out of that end. Did you get shot in your ear? And he goes, No, it's from shooting that I don't hear it
Because he
well in
has a
that ear.
scar, and earlier in the couple episodes ago, he's like, "Yeah, I was shot. They missed,
Mhm.
but yeah,
It's actually from holding a gun and pew pewing that he lost
yeah."
some hearing in that ear. Yeah.
But they wake up to being held at gunpoint.
Mm. Mm.
But it doesn't seem like they're threats because instead of like trying to rob them, they're like, "Shh, stay quiet." And then that's the end of the episode.
And one of them, we kind of skipped over it. I don't know if it's there's a group of people that are searching for somebody called Henry, and when they go into this attic and they're like, "This is Henry was here," blah blah blah, and there's all of these like pictures of you can't say Superman, but it's blue with a red cape. It's
Yeah,
Superman.
it's Superman.
All these like crayon drawed pictures of Superman that has clearly been drawn by a child, and that's who is holding them up at the end of this episode is a little kid and a man, and I assume this is Henry and the kid that has been drawing these pictures. So we'll see what happens. I don't think they're bad. I think they're gonna team up, I assume.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't play the game, so I don't know. Who knows what's going on there?
I kind of
Um,
really like that we haven't played the game
yeah,
because
yeah.
like we're seeing it from like new eyes.
Yeah, that's
Because I
fun.
really
And then
want to
I
play
and
the
then I
game.
go back and I watch the gameplay after I watch an episode to see like
Ah,
yeah, but I did ruin something for myself and I'm really upset about it. I already told you about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Either
We won't
happens at
ruin
the
it
end
for
of this
we
season
won't
or like
yeah, we
early
won't
into
ruin it
season
for
two.
anybody else, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there's also a hint towards a giant fucking
infected.
cauliflower dick.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Super excited. Love the show. Love Pedro. I love you, Pedro.
Pedro's daddy.
Yeah, it's so
Also,
good.
the more that the show goes on, the more and more that
Bella Ramsey.
I
Yeah.
love her as Ellie.
Yep.
I think that it was just
Episode one, we were a little like we were being kind of douchebags about it, but
yeah.
we even said we'll see how it goes, you know. And like you just said a second ago, I'm really, really enjoying her now. Yeah.
And now I'm seeing what cuz like Neil Druckmann, even Ashley Johnson who voiced Ellie in the games, both of them have been like the second that cuz I think they like auditioned like 100 people to play Ellie.
Nice.
And they're
I was
like,
one of them. I didn't get it. Spoiler alert.
"It's fine, you're too old."
I know. I was like, fuck you, Joel. And they were like, nah, you're not doing it, bud.
Sorry, pal. I'm not your buddy.
I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your pal guy.
Not your guy, friend. No, but I mean they've like people that were behind the game have been like, this is Ellie. Like, she kills it. And I think that we just went into the first episode and was like, meh.
Yeah.
But like, since then, it's like, yes. Like, this is fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we've taken up a lot of your time.
Yeah. Fuck off, San Diego.
I'm Ron Burgundy. But we are going to go ahead and close out this episode.
But before we do, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chadley, what do you got?
Well, I think our two main honorable mentions between you and I line up. So I'm going to talk about my other one first. I started watching Inside Man on Netflix. Stanley Tucci plays a death row convict, but he's like a genius. So he consults. It's like if Sherlock Holmes were to be on death row. Like, he's just a genius and consults and helps like solve crimes and things like that. Like, he's almost like
Is he a bad guy though?
I don't know. I only watched the first episode, but I'm very intrigued, so I'm gonna dive into it more. I mean, I started watching it, and then like the other honorable mention for both of us is Shrinking on Apple TV. So like I started watching that, and then like Vox Machina, and then The Last of Us, and I was very lazy this week, so it's just more like video games. So I haven't. It's only 4 episodes long, but Stanley Tucci plays a death row inmate that's a genius and consults for various things, and then the other main actor is David Tennant. Who played Doctor Who. He was also in Harry Potter. He played Killjoy in Jessica Jones, the first season. And he plays someone in the English church.
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave, not Killjoy.
I was like, Killjoy sounds not right.
Yeah. Kilgrave. You are right. Thank you. But he plays a vicar in the English church. It's kind of like a bishop, but not fully Catholic.
Less touchy.
Well, I don't know that much about the English church. But he has an ex-wife and a son, so can't be Catholic if they're divorced. But yeah,
Interesting.
it's very good, and it's kind of supposed to be like a psychological thriller.
Cool.
So I'm definitely gonna finish it, and then, like I said, Shrinking on
Shrinking.
Apple TV Plus.
That's the one. That's my our other one is Shrinking. Jason Segel, Harrison Ford. God damn, this is like one of my favorite shows right now. It's only 3 episodes in, and it's
good.
so good. It's sad, it's happy, it's well acted. I mean,
It's created by Bill Lawrence, who did Ted
Scrubs.
Lasso and Scrubs.
And Scrubs, yeah.
But yeah,
It's amazing.
Harrison Ford, just fucking god among men.
You don't get these kind of roles out of Harrison Ford usually.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like
very dramatic, touchy-feely.
it's like really sweet. I don't know. It's bittersweet because he's an asshole in the show, but he's also like not an asshole in the show.
Well, I don't think he's an asshole. I just think he's like grizzled and an old man, and
Yeah,
he's
an
trying
asshole.
to like be okay with his impending death.
Yeah, Parkinson's.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, yeah. He's got
No,
Parkinson's.
he's
and
an
he
asshole.
knows
Don't
that.
sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat
Well, I mean,
it.
he's a dick,
He's an
but
asshole.
he's
Yeah.
not like out of his way.
That's a different word for asshole.
But he's not like
an
he's
asshole.
not going out of his way to like be an asshole. He just like is because of how like blunt he is. He's like, if
Yeah.
you're being a dick, I'm gonna tell you that you're fucking wrong.
No, he's an asshole. He's a pretty straight up asshole from start to finish so far. But he's like a good guy. That's what it is.
That's what I'm
He's
trying to say.
Yeah,
Is
he's
like,
an asshole, but he's a good person. That's
yeah,
Does that sum it up?
yeah,
Kind of, yeah. It's very funny, and I love Harrison Ford, so it's not a bad thing. Uh, and Jason Segel is not an asshole and a good person. He just sucks at
yeah. He's
it.
just not a
And it's their dynamic between each other is just very funny because Harrison Ford's character is an asshole and a good person, and Jason Segel is a good person and not an
an
asshole, but
idiot.
he's just not good at being a good person.
Yeah,
And so Harrison Ford is an asshole to him, but trying to help him
yeah.
because he's a good person. If that makes any sense. It's a very funny show. I don't want to whatever. Go fucking
It's
watch it.
also very
Just
heartwarming and just like
yeah.
fucking beautiful. I love the
If
show.
you guys are still here, just listen to us.
Yeah,
If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. Come on.
it's Scrubs and Ted Lasso. Like
Yeah.
it's the right amount of drama and emotion with comedy,
Hmm.
with people that knock it out of the park. Like there's not a weak character.
Mm-mm.
Even the neighbor Liz's husband Derek, who is just there for one-liners, is fucking golden. Do
No, we don't like what was her
Yeah.
name?
Do I need to be
The
here?
racist chick?
No. Okay. Have a good day, Pam. No, we don't like Pam. Oh, okay. Eat a dick, Pam, and then drives off.
And then peels off. Yeah.
Like,
The best. He's funny. He's real funny.
I lost my shit at that. It's so
Yeah, I
great.
did too. That's funny.
Uh,
That and when they go to the divorce party and Jason Segel's character is be best friend comes in
Dave or
and
David.
yeah, and he's like wearing like a crown and it has balloons and he's like, "Let's get divorced," and like comes on the front door and Jason Segel's like hugging like a crying Gabby and he's like this and he goes, "No, no, the balloons are stupid."
Yeah.
And he just like
He
shoves
lets
it
the
all like out
balloons
of
float to the ceiling so they can't be seen. Throws the crown.
the
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so great.
Great show. Check it out. That's all we watched. We were preparing for the party and but we didn't have much going on, so
I just played a lot of Call of Duty.
no.
Um, outside of that, though,
We love you guys.
we love you. Give us your money, please.
Give us
Right?
your mooney.
Yeah. If you like what we're doing, please support us on buymeacoffee.com. It's a great way to support us because we don't pocket anything. We don't make money. We really don't even want to make money from this. We just want to make the show bigger and better. That's really what it comes down to.
Title of your sex tape.
I also want bigger and better. Uh, but seriously, it's a great way to support us. If you don't want to give monthly, we totally get it. You can also go to allthingsnerdpodcast.com, buy some merch. That way your one-time payment actually gets you something, which is pretty cool too. And if you don't want to give us your money, I mean, lame, but we get it. You can just like, subscribe, share, all those things on
Tell
social
your
medias.
friends something. Pass it on.
All of that. But I mean, all said and done, we love you. Thank you so much. And this has been the All Things Nerd podcast.
Pink.